Hi YouTubers, it's Smoke Hesse, starting again for next video today. So this is going to be part 6 in my series of how to use nasal snuff. It's going to be nasal snuff is not dip, don't get them confused. Okay, so interesting topic right here. Let me just fix the camera. Okay, so I want to talk for maybe 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes, hopefully not longer than that. Why people get nasal snuff confused with chew and dip. Now, I discussed this in the intro to the series, and I will discuss it more. So, you have different products that are smokeless, and people often get them confused. Let me just go through briefly what smokeless products are and the differences. Chewing tobacco is long leaf, plug, twist, Redman, Levi Garrett tobacco that's chopped up and you throw in your cheek. That's chewing tobacco. Dipping tobacco is moist snuff or snuff that comes looking like coffee grounds or ground up coffee beans, and you put in your lower lip like this. Swedish snus, or snus in general, American snus, is tobacco that comes in pouches like tea bags, kind of like pouch dip, and you put it in your cheek, your upper lip, or your mouth in general. Nasal snuff is dry snuff or nasal tobacco that you sniff or snort or insufflate up your nose. Those are the differences between smokeless products. So a lot of people get chewing tobacco confused with dip. People say, well, I want a can of chewing tobacco. No, that's not correct. Chewing tobacco and dip are two completely different things. I did a video on this a long time ago. They are completely different things. Chewing tobacco looks completely different than dip. Dip, it comes in a can and you throw in your lip. Chewing tobacco comes in a bag and you throw in your cheek. Completely different. They are not the same thing, contrary to popular belief. Now, nasal snuff is confused with dip a lot because of the word snuff. A lot of people who use dip call it snuff. They say, I'm dipping snuff, or I want a can of snuff. That's moist snuff. Nasal snuff is dry snuff. So the main difference, and the way you can always tell them apart, aside from just looking at them, is by the words before the word snuff. So if it says dry snuff, you are talking about this. You're talking about nasal tobacco that you sniff up your nose. If you're talking about moist snuff, the word moist or wet snuff, you're either talking about loose snus or dip. If you hear the word chew or chaw or chawsky, whatever, then you're talking about actual long leaf chewing tobacco that you actually physically chew. Because a lot of people don't realize you don't chew dip. Contrary to popular belief, you do not chew Skoal. You don't chew Copenhagen. You suck on it. Chewing tobacco, you actually physically chew in your mouth. You actually grind on it with your teeth. Nasal snuff, you can use orally, though most people will sniff it. So, snus is completely different. It's processed completely differently, made completely differently, and you put it in your upper lip. So that's the differences. So don't get nasal snuff confused with dip or chew or snus, because just because there's the word snuff in it, it's not chew or dip. And that's why you don't want to go to a convenience store or gas station or mini mart and say, I want a tin of snuff, because they'll think you want chew or dip. Anyway, or dip rather. Anyway, comment, risk reference 1, 2, and bye.